Shawnee. Welcome back. Today I am jumping on a bandwagon. I am doing a tag that Dion from Dion Loves Makeup did. She was tagged by Anne, one of her friends, and apparently there are like 2,000 questions, but Dion chose 11, I think. And I'm just gonna answer the 11 that she chose. So I'm doing this off the cuff. So we'll see what happens. So I think this is a little get to know me a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. The first question is, what is my shoe size? So, I guess you're gonna go buy me some shoes. You need to get a size 10. Okay, I wear a size 10 shoe, although sometimes I wear a 9. It kind of depends, especially if they're like stilettos. Like sometimes it's a 9. Yes, I wear stilettos. And if you are getting me like some boots, like some knee-high or thigh-high boots, because yes, I wear those too, get the wide calf, okay, because I have wide calves. But yeah, I wear a size 10 shoe. I think I've worn a size 10 shoe for a long time. And I have a lot of shoes. Now, during the panini, I wasn't wearing shoes as much because I was working from home, and so I don't wear heels as much, but child, you could always hear me click-clacking down the hall. Even my clients are always like, I can hear you coming to the waiting area because I can hear your shoes. I'm like, I know. The second question is, do you have a birthmark? Yeah, it is on my left thigh. Super sexy. I guess it's kind of shaped, it's like this big. It's shaped like a pork chop or something. I don't know. You have to ask some of my lovers if I have any other ones that I'm unaware of, but that's the main one that I know of. Number 3. Do you have any pets? Of course I do. So I grew up having dogs. We had dogs, and being from California, our dogs were like outside, and I also have Caribbean parents, and they don't like believe in having animals in the house. So I grew up with dogs my whole life, and then approximately 3 years ago, I decided that I wanted to get a pet. I felt like I wasn't home enough for a dog, so I was like, to like make sure I'm walking them and everything, and I was totally fine with possibly getting like a service, like Rover or whatever, for them to come in, but I was like, the dog is gonna see them more than me, so how about I get a cat? They can be a bit more independent, right? So I go onto the little like adoption agency in my city to look for a cat, and the first cat I saw was the cat I was like, that's the one I want. Now her name was Connie. Her name has now been Rose for the past 3 years. And the last time I went to the vet, like last week or whatever, they were like, oh, where'd you get the name from? I was like, I think I was probably drinking Rose, because I'm not even sure. I do not remember why I decided that her name was Rose, but I've been calling her Rose from the moment I picked her up. Now, I did talk about this in a video when I went ahead and I did the adoption form, and they were like, oh, you're like the first person. I think she had only been on there for a really short time, but she looked so adorable. Like, that's literally how I chose what cat I wanted to adopt. I was like, she's cute. That's all I need to know. That's my problem. That gets me in trouble sometimes. But I go ahead, and then they approved it super fast. They're like, okay, you can go ahead and get her. And so I went out and bought all the things that you're not supposed to buy. The things that they're like, your cat is not going to use that. They're not going to want it. I bought it anyway because I was like, my cat is going to like it. So it was like a week or two that I had to wait, and because I was impatient. I was like, give me my cat. She was being fostered, right? And in the description, the adoption description, they said that she was sweet, sassy, and motivated by food. And I kid you not, that has been how I've been described on several occasions, okay? So I was like, this is gonna be perfect. We got the cat tree, all the little things. I'm like, she's gonna be the little princess of the house. So I decided to take one of my girlfriends with me to go get Rose / Connie. because I was going to an area that I wasn't familiar with, and I was like, I don't know these people. I don't know if they're gonna try to like kidnap me or something, so I'm not trying to play around, right? So we get there. I'm a black person, and so is my friend, and the foster family was a white couple. Now, they straight off the bat were like, we have to keep Connie in a different room because she likes to fight. I was like, oh yes, give her to me. I love her already. Child, when I saw Connie, she was not having it with me. I was like, this is a racist cat, because she wasn't coming near me nor my friend. And I'm like, we're nice people. She was racist. That was what I was thinking. But finally, they were like, okay, you could take her, because I didn't think it was going to work because she kept running away. So we get her in the bag. Mind you, I bought a carrier that's like a purse because I was being cute. I wasn't being functional. So it takes 4 of us to get her in the bag. Drive it home. She cries the whole way, and I'm regretting all of my life choices to this moment. So I get home. I drop my friend off. She lives like 7 minutes away. I get home, and I had called my other friend who's like the cat whisperer, and she's a white woman. And I was like, girl, this is my work wife. Girl, this cat is racist. You gotta come over and like help me. So she comes over, and she's just like, just leave her be. You know, she's gonna be fine. I let Connie out in the basement by the litter box and everything. So me and my friend come upstairs, and we're just like chatting. All of a sudden I see a little kitty head pop around the corner because she's nosy, because she nosy like me. And then from that second on, Rose, formerly known as Connie, has been glued to my side. Girl, sometimes I'm like, can I get some space, please? The funny thing is, I never really used to like cats. I love Rose. I will fight you if you do something to my cat. Okay, I will fight you hard. I will fight you. Don't mess with my cat. Do not. Don't do it. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. But yes, so I have one pet right now. I'm considering, no. Okay, I was gonna say I'm considering maybe getting another cat, but I'm probably not. Like, I cannot. Rose's a lot, okay? She's a lot. She was just on punishment a couple of minutes ago. Okay. Number 4. What's something I was teased about when I was younger? Okay, so like a couple things. I mean, the one that wasn't that bad was I was teased for being smart. I was called straight A. Look at me now. So yeah, I was teased for that. I wore glasses, but I wasn't really teased for that very much. Now, one thing that I was teased for, and I continue to this day to be teased about, is the way I speak. Yeah, so I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and it's a predominantly black and brown neighborhood, gang violence, like all this stuff, lots of stereotypes. And I grew up in a Caribbean household, which is very different from like a Black American household. So we didn't speak like with a lot of slang and stuff like that. Like, that was not allowed in our house. Like, you had to speak in full, complete sentences, the Queen's English at the time. I guess now it's the King's English. But my siblings and I, especially my sisters and I, were often made fun of because we spoke, I guess, properly. And to this day, I am often made fun of for the way that I speak. I had to kind of get over it at some point, just because, like, a lot of people do it. Like, I learned the word mimic really early in my childhood because I would be like, stop mimicking me. And then they would imitate me saying that. But I actually used to be very self-conscious of the way that I speak, because when I would go to school, sometimes I spoke with an accent because my parents have accents. They're from the Caribbean. They immigrated to the US. And I would be afraid of saying something in the wrong way. And that happened a couple of times. And like, I still remember the words that I mispronounced to this day. So something I was made fun of is the way that I speak. People continue to do it to this day. It doesn't bother me as much anymore. Like sometimes it does get under my skin and then I process it with my therapist. But it's just always been something that people find highly, highly hilarious. And I don't know why. Okay. Number 5, do you have any scars? Yes, I do. Gosh, I got quite a few of them. I've had several surgeries in my life. So I have several surgery scars. Yeah, I have some on like my abdomen, some on my lower back. I think I still have a scar here from one of my surgeries where they had the IV in. Yeah, I think those are mainly it. So my scars are typically from some kind of surgical thing. For like issues that I had. I haven't had anything enhanced or like repackaged. You don't need to know all my medical history, but I had some painful issues and had to have certain things done to help me not live in pain. Okay. What is my favorite slang word? So many. Probably the word I use the most. Oh gosh. You'll kind of have to tell me because I'm not always aware of some of the stuff I'm saying. But I know I use girl a lot. I even call my mother girl. I'll be like, girl, let me tell you what happened. I use yas. Those are 2. What else do I say? I have no idea. I often shimmy when I speak. And I often have this like sort of affect that I do. I don't know. I'm just silly. But girl for real is like, girl is one of the words I'll use a lot. Yes. I also like to say that things are trash. Like I'll be like, girl, he's trash. That's trash. People are trash. So yeah. You'll have to let me know if you've listened to me babble on numerous occasions what it is that you hear me say. Have I ever been in a play? Not like my niece is like an actual theater, like actressy person. She's been on Off-Broadway and all kinds of stuff. So I haven't been in a play like that. I've been in like the church play for the Christmas program. I've been in like the school play for like, you know, the end of the year program, but I haven't been in like I'm going to try out, I'm going to audition and try to be in this play. Like that's just like not my thing. But the funniest thing, my niece is excellent at acting. It's like her craft. And sometimes when I've seen her on stage, I will be like, is she me? Like, why does this feel so familiar? Like, why does it feel like she's kind of doing an impression of me, though? I don't know. But yeah, she's like really, really good. But by no means, I have no desire to be an actress. I mean, I kind of act in my life every day, but yeah, I've never been in like a serious play, you know? I can recite some Shakespeare though. Don't play with me. Do you have any allergies? Now, I don't believe I have any food allergies, but I do have some, medication allergies, I guess. There's one that ended me in the hospital. That was fun. And also there's one that when I was in grad school, so I have, one of my surgeries was when I was 2. I had surgery on my eyes. And so I've had to wear glasses or some kind of corrective lens since I was 2. Now, I think it was when I was 18, I got contacts. So yes, I played like sports and stuff, which is actually one of the questions, with my glasses on until I got to the age of 18 when I got contacts. What was I talking about? Oh, okay. So I would go off and on between contacts and glasses. Obviously, like right now I have on my contacts, but I also wear glasses. And I went to grad school, and one day I woke up and my eyes were like red. Like if I was possessed by a demon red. And so I ended up going to like urgent care. I went to like the ER. I went to all of these places because my eyes were just like red and burning. And the faculty, they thought something was wrong. They thought either that I had been crying a lot or that I was doing some illicit substances or something. And I was like, no, I honestly have no idea. My eyes are just red. Like they were so red, like eerily demonic red. Finally, I think it was like the optometrist at Lens Crafters finally figured out that I was allergic to the contact solution I was using at the time. As soon as I switched over, my eyes cleared up and no one was scared of me anymore. But other than that, like, I'm not too allergic to things. Like sometimes I'll realize if there's something in a product that I might like get a rash or something that I'm like, I'm just not going to use that product anymore. But yeah, I'm not really allergic to too much that I'm aware of, but I do have to stay away from certain contact solution and certain medications. Oh, and I have seasonal allergies. That happened once I moved out of LA when I got to Missouri for grad school. And then when I got here to the DMV, and I always forget that like seasonal allergies are a thing because I'll be like, oh, why is my throat hurting? Like, I don't feel so well, but I don't feel like I have a cold. And it's usually someone is like, is it allergies? And I'm like, oh, yeah, it could be. So I do get seasonal allergies. Did I play sports when growing up? Yes, I was an athlete, honey child. So I played basketball and I hated basketball. I did not like basketball. But volleyball, woo, I played that starting in 4th grade and I loved it. I was a starter. We went to tournaments. Like, I was good. I could overhand serve. I could spike the ball. Like, I could, ooh. I just loved volleyball. I played that for a really long time. And then my senior year of high school, I decided that I was going to try out as a joke for the varsity cheerleading squad. Guess who became a varsity cheerleader? So I was a varsity cheerleader also. We did go to cheer camp. We won the Spirit Stick. Thank you very much. And ironically, I actually had a surgery before we went to cheer camp, so I had to adjust like some of my movements and stuff. It's a whole long story and it's gross, but I still got all blue ribbons. Ow. I also did a lot of dance. I don't know if you can call that a sport. And then after like a bad breakup in 2013, I don't even remember. Irrelevant, he trash. I started running. So I ended up doing 8 half marathons and 1 full marathon. And I haven't run a day since that marathon because the gag is I hate running. Yeah. So you would think someone who hates running wouldn't do a marathon, but I did and haven't run a step since. Now I just stick to like dance classes or walking or anything, but I'm kind of debating getting back into running and doing another marathon. Okay. What did I want to be when I grew up? So initially I wanted to be a teacher. Child. And then getting to actually teach while in grad school and then even post-grad. Child, I don't like teaching. I don't like people looking at me with them blank stares in their eyes. I don't enjoy it. Like, I need you to answer. I need you to be the kind of student that I was. I need you to have your hand up and I need you to give me some answers. So I don't actually enjoy teaching, and I commend all teachers because you all are amazing. What would society do without you? You are not appreciated enough. You are not paid enough, girl. And people be asking you to do all kinds of stuff, like doing their kids' hair and stuff. Child, I couldn't do it. So getting a doctorate in psychology, that's what I have. My program kind of prepared you for two routes. There was the like research and teaching route, and there was the clinical providing therapy route. And I trained to do either. I wanted to give myself as many options as possible, and I can teach, I just don't enjoy it. I love providing therapy, and I think it was by the time I was in high school, that's when I realized that I wanted to be some sort of therapist. Then when I got to college, just with some mentorship, I was able to identify that I wanted to be a psychologist, and then that I wanted to be a counseling psychologist. And I chose counseling because counseling has a history of like social justice and vocational counseling and things like that I really resonated with more so than other areas of psychology. So I actually do kind of end up still teaching. Sometimes I'll be asked to teach a course, or I have quite a few clinical supervisees, and that involves some teaching of like theories and applications of things. So I kind of still am a teacher, but definitely not my career that I thought it. I thought as a child that I would want to be a teacher for sure. But I also at the time thought I wanted to be a doctor, but I thought I wanted to be a medical doctor. Turns out, no. I think that one is actually similar to Dion. I know she said that she wanted to be a doctor, and ended up being a doctor. Do I believe in ghosts? Yes and no. Like, I feel like I take precaution as if I do. Like, I'll sage stuff and do incense and stuff just to like, you know, let's keep it chill up in here, girl. And I feel like I've seen some ghosts. So I don't know if it's that I believe in like spirits or ghosts or something. I don't know. I just try to live my life like, if you're there, I'm not going to bother you. Please don't bother me. Do you know what I mean? So that's probably from like growing up in a religious household where I'm like, I'm not trying to piss off nobody's spirit. And the thing is, you know, when you're watching TV and they start speaking in weird languages and stuff, not like other languages besides English, but I mean like any kind of like old like demonic speak, I will mute that TV because I'm like, don't be calling nothing up in my house, okay? So I don't play. So I live my life as if there are other spirits out there besides just humans, because Lord help us if there's not. There has to be something other than us, because child, if not, this is the worst fever dream of existence. Whew. Okay, so I just babbled on for a while. I think that's it. I'm excited. Why y'all so loud? I'm excited to put this up, and I want to hear your answers. Let me know if you have any responses or any questions about my responses. This was super fun. Hopefully you got to know me just a teeny tiny bit more. I hope that some of this was helpful, and I hope that you are continuing to take care of yourself. Please be sure to like the video, and please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Dion, for doing this like tag thing. And I will see you next time.